Hi guys, welcome back to another mail review. Today is a very exciting day because I got some mail from the great Sea Moose, who is a big fan of Who Are These Podcasts. I've also had the wonderful honor of getting to meet the great Sea Moose and hang out with him a couple of times in person. He's absolutely amazing. So he sent me a couple of packages and addressed them to the future ex Mrs. Sea Moose. So I think that he might like me. And I'll tell you what, I like him too. And I love getting divorced, so he's on to something here. I'm a little bit worried though, that maybe he doesn't like me. And we'll get into the reasons for that momentarily. I feel like I need to be pulling like the little flower petals off and going, he likes me not, he likes me, he likes me not. So let's start out with the he likes me. He got me this lovely, lovely shirt. It says, just a girl who loves moose. Oh, great Sea Moose, you sure know how to pander. But now we'll get into the reason why it might be he likes me not. And that is because he also sent me a Blu-ray of the movie, The Book of Henry. Have you guys seen this monstrosity? Holy cow! So in addition to doing just a normal mail review, which I usually do on my Patreon, we're also going to be giving this a little bit of a movie review. I made it through this movie, and that's the important part. Thank you, great Sea Moose, for making me suffer.
Give it a good once-over.
Giving us the once-over.
Giving him the once-over.
Give me a once-over.
Down give us the once-over.
For a routine once-over.
Once-over.
Oh, just once-over lightly.
This 2017 movie was directed by Colin Trevorrow, who also directed Jurassic World, and he was hot off of Jurassic World when he made this, but apparently, because I watched all the special features in this thing, he was originally set to direct Book of Henry before he got the offer for Jurassic World, and then for some reason came back to this. Something that I will give it as a positive is that it is definitely a unique story, and in this Hollywood that we have right now where there's a lot of just recopying things that have already been done in the past, this is mildly unique. Yay! When it comes to making a unique story, that's great. I think it's wonderful to innovate. However, we don't always need to reinvent the wheel. Wheels are round for a reason. They work, they function. Maybe we don't always need a unique story. But the writer, Greg Hurwitz, he actually had been writing it for about 18 years, and because of that, you would expect a slightly better script. So what is this movie about? This movie stars Naomi Watts as Susan, who is a single mother of two little boys, one of whom is named Henry, unsurprisingly. And Henry is a genius. He is wise beyond his years, and he does things like help mom with the finances because mom is useless.
Did our financial statement come in the mail today?
Yeah, I forgot to give it to you.
You should really read it, know what it says.
She doesn't know how to be a mom. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's very confused about life and living. They try to make it obvious that she's very remedial and more of a teenager when her 11-year-old son is more of an adult by doing things like making her play Gears of War while her kid is doing all the responsible house stuff.
Jesus, Mom, really?
The first thing that I will say about this movie that is wonderful is that it was actually shot on film, so it looks beautiful, and the cinematography is actually quite great. The cinematographer was John Schwartzma, who did things like The Rock, Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, and Jurassic World. So this is definitely a little bit outside of his wheelhouse because this is a drama. The first thing that I really hated about this film was Henry himself. The actor is great. It's just a horrible, snotty character. I hate him. He's so stupid.
Bet I can make you smile.
He's a very obnoxious, bratty little kid who is a total know-it-all. And in addition to that, he does things like build a crazy treehouse. Oh, it's so whimsical and special. This treehouse looks stupid. It looks so stupid. Why would you ever have designed it this way? Wait, I have the answer for that. It's because the set designer is an old white woman who has no idea how to be whimsical and childlike. This is the epitome of this is what I think kids like, when really it's not what kids like. Speaking of the treehouse though, there is some pretty cool Rube Goldberg stuff up in there, and they actually had a Rube Goldberg specialist design all of that crap. That's kind of cool. I don't hate that. A couple of other things before we actually get into the plot of this film. We get to have Sarah Silverman as a supporting actress in this one, and she has the fakest fake boob tattoo that I have ever seen in my life.
My boobs are up here.
I get that she's supposed to be like a trashy waitress character. Oh, haha, look at me. If we're going to do fake tattoos, do not just make them shitty temporary tattoos. I don't understand. And Sarah is not the only comedian that we get in this drama film, because we also get Bobby Moynihan, who also sucks in this. I am fresh off of watching Unfrosted.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
So I'm already not so happy with Bobby Moynihan right now. This is sealing your deal, buddy. Stop doing this crap. Before we get super into the plot, I just want to say just one little thing also. I'm just gonna get this out here. Apparently, originally this film was supposed to be a black comedy, but the director was like, I don't want to do it if it's a black comedy, only drama.
Don't give me that shit.
This movie would make an amazing black comedy. Amazing. I would really like somebody to remake this movie and make it a black comedy. I think that I would get into that so much. I think that that would be outstandingly good. Drama. It's a drama. It's a drama. Okay, let's actually get into the plot here. Before I get too angry, everything is zen and fine and wonderful. We're gonna get into the spoilers. I would highly recommend just watching this review instead of watching the movie, because I want it to be so bad it's good, but it might just be so bad. I don't know. Maybe I actually did have fun watching it. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. Perhaps in like a week I'm gonna be like, this movie is genius. Right now, I'm angry at this movie. Are you guys ready? It's gonna be great. Susan, obviously. Naomi Watts. She's probably the bright part of this film, by the way. Her acting is quite impeccable. She's got two little kiddos. Henry is a smarty pants. He's pompous and he's righteous. And he dies. But before he dies, he discovers that the girl next door has a deep, dark secret, which is that she is getting in some way by her father, who is the police commissioner, so there's nothing that can be done about it. Now, the little neighbor girl is played by Maddie Ziegler. I don't know if you guys remember her. You may or may not. She used to be on that show Dance Mom.
This is just another example of Abby's blatant disregard for anyone who's not Maddie.
What have
You know who
Abby.
creates
She
the
does.
vultures? It's you. I have heard you say to her, to that little 9-year-old girl, no one would be happy for you. Everyone's jealous of you. Why do you say that?
Look at
we're
you.
not. No, we're not.
Years
you
ago.
have sabotaged my daughter and the rest of the
Daughter's
kids.
a little snake.
How dare you call my daughter a sneak?
Snake.
She's not a sneak. You're a sneak.
She is a dancer, not an actress. And one very smart thing that they did in this film was not give her a lot of lines. She hardly has any dialogue, which was probably very, very smart, because she struggled to convey anything, even though dance, which is extremely, extremely dependent on being able to convey things through body movement and facial expressions, she didn't do anything for me. This was her film debut. I have not looked up if she's done things since this. I don't want to see them. Just before Henry dies, we get what is probably the creepiest scene in the film, and I am talking about a film where there is a little girl getting abused by her father. That's not the creepiest part. The creepiest part is that when Henry is in the hospital, Sarah Silverman's character comes to visit him. And he says, wow, you're hot.
I think you're pretty.
And her response to that is to kiss him on the lips. I understand that he is dying, but that is a very young boy, Sarah Silverman. It made me quite uncomfortable. That was probably the point in this film where I was like, I don't know anymore. Another thing that Henry does before he dies that drove me bonkers is he's trying to solve the problem of the neighbor girl being a... He's like, oh my god, what am I gonna do about this? And one of his outbursts, because he is such a righteous little boy, is that he runs into the principal's office and he says,
Damn it, Janice, how much longer does this have to go on?
are we for real, making pretty blatantly obvious references to Rocky Horror Picture Show up in this film?
Damn it, Janet.
Damn it, Janice.
Because that's weird, right? You know you can't say that line without people immediately going to Rocky Horror.
Damn it, Janice.
So anyways, Henry has this red notebook. He's got all this information about it, and when he dies, Susan, his mom, and his little brother read through it, and oh my god, they discover that Henry's dying wish is for them to kill the police commissioner.
We are not murdering the police commissioner, and that is final.
So codependent mama here, well, she can't do it on her own. She needs Henry to guide her. Luckily, Henry always thinks of everything.
Oh, come on, Peter. There's gotta be stuff he didn't think of.
Stuff Henry didn't think of?
So he has already created a tape describing exactly what she has to do and where she has to go, and it's timed down to the minute, which is cute because, you know, he does things like tell her to go right and then she goes left, and then he's like, no, your other right. Very cute.
You're gonna go right at the intersection. Your other right.
So it's supposed to be timed with what's going on. However, there's like large jumps in time because we get jump cuts between her being in one location to another location. So was the tape just silent for like however long it took her to drive in between those two places? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe we should have worked on that timing a little bit. You only had almost 20 years to write the script. We probably could have hashed out some of that continuity stuff, but it's an interesting effect. So this tape tells her all of the things that she needs to do. It tells her how to buy the gun, where to be, how to time it out, set her watch to this time. You ready, Mom? Hit go. Let's do it. Codependency with my 11-year-old. At least she wasn't kissing him on the lips like Sarah was. And when she's finally ready to take care of this problem of the police commissioner, she's just about to take the shot, and she can't because a Rube Goldberg machine goes off and she's reminded of the fact that Henry is 11 years old and just a child and he should not be telling her to be murderous. No shit, Sherlock! Also, during this climax of the film, where she is about to shoot the police commissioner, we get to see Maddie Ziegler's, you know, her epic dance sequence, because of course she's a dancer, so we have to see her dancing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it kind of blows. I don't know if that's the choreographer's fault, or if that's because she's a child, or if that's because she's not actually that good at dancing. I really don't know. She's very famous for dancing. Even I know who she is. I do like reality TV, though. I definitely watched Dance Moms. Don't judge me. So how does this climactic movie end? Well, we know Susan, she couldn't take care of the job. She couldn't take care of Henry's dying wish. She doesn't love her son that much. But Maddie Ziegler's character, we don't want her to be in the bad situation still. Luckily for us, the police commissioner offs himself because he is worried about all this information getting out. And yeah, that's it. That's the movie. It's, oh God, I don't know what to say about this movie. The Great Sea Moose. You want that divorce sooner rather than later, my man. Something that I will give them mild credit for, mild, very mild, is that I do like that the end of the film, it leaves it a little bit ambiguous about if Henry, who of course is the one who effectively plotted this murderous scheme, it's a little bit ambiguous if he actually plotted that his mom would freak out and not be able to commit the act, and that the police commissioner would therefore kill himself. I think it's cool that we never get the answer to that. We know that Henry plans for everything and that he's super smart because financial advice. So maybe this was all part of his plan all along, because now his mom doesn't have to be guilty of a crime. Everything is wonderful, right? I just can't imagine a movie that celebrates so much a mom who is completely useless, who wants to commit a murder because her 11-year-old told her to, and then the happiness at the end of the film is a guy offs himself. Like, none of those things are, what the fuck is happening in this movie? What is happening in this movie? I don't know. I don't know how to, no. No thank you, no thank you. I'm okay without this one. So that is what I think about the Book of Henry and the Great Sea Moose. I adore you, my man, but I think you hate me. I think I pulled an odd number of flower petals off that flower because he likes me not. It was not. Have you guys seen this one? It's a movie. Anyways, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate you very much. If you want to see more male reviews as well as unsexy popsicle reviews, you can subscribe to my Patreon. On there is also early releases of my movie reviews. And if you want to check out my movie reviews, you can of course subscribe to me here on YouTube. I would really appreciate it. If you subscribed, hit that like button, turn on the notifications, do all the things. They mean a lot to me and it helps support me. And that is extremely wonderful. I'm gonna go fall asleep in this shirt and never think about the Book of Henry again. Thanks so much. Bye.